You divide countries by geographical area in your new book, but you dedicate an entire chapter to China. Could you please explain why?
Well, I felt it was necessary to have an entire chapter on China because the situation in China is very complicated. I mean, as anyone knows who follows these developments in the world, China is still one of those totalitarian communist countries that we experienced in various places in the 20th century and are a little bit rarer now in the 21st century. I talked about how much shut down North Korea is, but China at least claims to be open to the world. And so the fact that this country of over 1 billion people it persecutes all its different religions because communism cannot stand other sources of value other than the party and the state. And then the situation of Catholic martyrs in particular is very severe in China because of some complicating factors. We all know that the Vatican has signed what's still called a secret accord with the communist Chinese. And it's secret not in the sense that they don't want people to know, but it just hasn't been published. And from what we know, that accord was supposed to make it more harmonious in the way that bishops are appointed in China. In China, there is an official patriotic Catholic Church, and then there is an unofficial underground church that is in communion with Rome. And so it's hard to negotiate these difficulties. Pope Francis decided to sign this accord, and unfortunately, it creates a bit of a problem, a problem of ecclesiology, because only a church that is in communion with Rome can be a true Catholic church. And if the patriotic church is off on its own and it synicizes, as the government says, well, then it's removed itself from the authority of the Vatican. And we've seen in a couple of instances where the Chinese have just gone ahead and appointed bishops that are friendly to the regime without consulting with the Vatican. So that situation is very much up in the air. And then there was also the question that just a lot of Christians are under persecution in China. We know that 10 bishops at least are missing. We don't know whether they're dead, they're being brainwashed, or they're just in prison. Various churches have been invaded and statues torn down and crosses taken off walls. So it's a large problem, and it's a big problem in the sense that it kind of echoes the earlier 20th century totalitarian difficulties, but also in a 21st century way where the country is open and not open. And so the relation with the Catholic Church is particularly complicated. I tried to clarify that a bit, but ultimately we're going to have to wait to see how that plays out.